Well, it's that time of the week. Teacher Feature is back here on ARC Florida.
Yeah, this segment is where CBS 12 News will highlight teachers and other educators within our local school districts who are going above and beyond both in the classrooms and in the everyday lives of students.
Danny Travis is following our first Teacher Feature in St. Lucie County, where our next teacher doesn't use the typical books and computers to teach her students, but rather cows, pigs, and goats. Take a look.
Our next Teacher Feature in St. Lucie County brings us here to Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. Now we're outside on the campus farm right now where teacher Jenna Blankenbaker teaches her students at. Now the amazing thing about Jenna is she's been a teacher here at the academy for 11 years and just won St. Lucie County School District's Teacher of the Year. So let's go check it out.
And this dewormer is intramuscular or subcutaneous? Intramuscular.
So clearly you do some special stuff, as we can see and hear all around us. This is not a normal classroom. So take us through day to day. What do your lessons look like?
Sure. I mean, the day changes constantly just throughout the day. So we have a working farm, as you can see here. We have animals. We have pigs, cows, sometimes chickens and goats this year as well. Every once in a while we have some visitor guests like horses or whatever. And so the kids are really immersed in the whole program. They get to do a lot of all of the hands-on activities. So today they're actually deworming our cattle. And so they're weighing the cattle, working the chutes. They know how to do all of that. And so these are like third and fourth year students, so they've been able to kind of work their way up to being able to do everything on their own.
What are some of the main skills that students learn in your class by being able to get out, be in a farm setting, work with animals? What type of skills do they gain from that they can then take into the real world?
So they are getting both career ready and college ready skills, being able to start a task and complete a task, learn work ethic, responsibility, financial responsibility, learning how to keep track of all the things that go into raising an animal, for example, feed cost and nutritional needs and things like that. And so these kind of skills, whether they become, go into the agriculture field or not, will follow them through wherever they go in life.
Let's talk about the difference between learning all of this stuff, just reading it in a book in a classroom versus actually being able to be out here on a farm setting, learning hands-on stuff and working with animals. Why does that benefit the students to be able to actually have this opportunity to do all of this out here?
Well, I think it's important that kids get the opportunity to do it themselves, and sometimes you have to even let them fail themselves. I think there's a lot to be learned from being able to do it, fail it, and then learn from those failures. And so sometimes we have to sit back and actually let them complete a task on their own, and I think that's something that maybe is lacking in certain areas in society right now, is letting kids go ahead and make mistakes and do it on their own. If you look at the kids behind us, they're operating everything on their own, and so that came from doing it correctly, doing it incorrectly, and learning what works and what doesn't work.
Danny's joining us on the couch now. Yeah, this story obviously takes students outside the normal walls of the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
And she was talking about getting them career ready. We're talking about high school students. When they graduate, did she talk about professions that she's seen any of her students go on to?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So as we just saw, I mean, these kids are literally out there on a farm doing, as she said, everything themselves. So she just kind of steps back and lets them do it. And, obviously that's how they learn. But they're learning so many valuable skills, and because of that, she says her students have gone on to be veterinarians, ag teachers, just like herself, and even using these skills to go on and work in our local farms here on the Treasure Coast, cow farms, chicken farms, stuff like that. So, the students are using what they learn in her class and really making so many careers out of it.
I'm sure, they walk away with so much experience, hands-on experience, but what advice, does she have for her students and for their futures?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jenna tells me that agriculture, it's so out of character for a lot of students. That's not something all students want to go into. So she says for students coming in with no prior knowledge, or even the students who actually do have a lot of experience, her main goal is to make sure every student, regardless of, education and knowing what you're doing, knowing that the students can do it if they put their mind to it. And so she's going to make sure that all the students get there. And, I can say firsthand with being there and seeing all the smiles on the faces of the kids kids doing what they love, that they really felt that from her teacher.
Oh, it makes a great teacher too when you
Yeah.
take your students, you know, and open them up to something that they might not have ever been able to see before, and then support them in that process.
Absolutely.
I mean, you were even just saying like the classes that are now offered in high schools is so different than from when we were in school. I mean,
Oh, yes.
was there a favorite part of yours of going out there and filming this?
I mean, my favorite part, I know I was like gushing over the cows when we were watching this video just now. To me, you know, it's so much different, and I know she touched on this. Working with books, reading a book, or typing on a computer is one thing, but to be able to work with livestock just really makes it surreal. And learning those just skills that you take into real life really benefits you in many more ways than reading a book or typing on a computer ever could. So, I mean, of course, we all love animals, but knowing that you're actually learning something from them as well was just amazing to see.
Hi, I'm Sam Kerrigan for CBS 12 News. Click the like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more stories like this that impact you.